yards for touchdown.
Here you go. He's gone. He's gone. It's a track.
Go back and watch his high school highlight tape. It's a fun watch.
I always believed I was a running back. I would stay true to that words my whole life. I was forced to play rusher. And, you know, that might have been the greatest thing that ever happened to me, you know?
Chased down by Parsons. Is he playing fast tonight or what?
Rushing and passing made me a great living so far.
What is he talking about? Micah Parsons came through.
I mean, Parsons is just ridiculous.
Man, this guy is the real deal.
When it's number 11, Micah Parsons, you have to be worried about where he is, no matter where he lines up.
And this guy is just different.
So at the time I got pregnant with Micah, I think I was living in like a one-bedroom apartment.
She already had 2 kids. Like, she was struggling really bad.
I was thinking about, at the time, I was like, you know, maybe I'll get an abortion and whatever. I said, because I really don't want another kid.
She got a call in the middle of the night, and it's Mother Hall of our church.
She was like, you know, God laid on my heart to give you a call and see how you was doing. I was like, you know, I'm great, you know, everything's good. And then, you know, we were just, you know, just talking. And then she was like, no, there's something else more. And I was like, no, everything's good, you know, trying to play it off.
She just keeps pestering my mom, like, what is it, what is it? She's like, okay, I'm pregnant. Like, I don't know what to do. I've been thinking about getting rid of it. She was like, no, you keep that baby. Like, God wouldn't tell me to call you, and like, if it wasn't for this.
And I was like, oh, all right. So I did.
Micah Parsons was born on May 26, 1999. 22 years later, he'd be named the NFL Rookie of the Year and was being compared to the all-time greats.
That's the old Reggie White hump move right there on Mike McGlinchey.
You pick the guy up and throw him.
You know what it is? It's my wrestling background. Because you got to think, everything I did in wrestling was sudden change slip, sudden change double.
Even at a young age, he used to win like tournaments. He won the state title in wrestling. He came in second the one year, and he was on the stage like this. Head down, disappointed, upset, but he always wanted to win.
I wrestled for like 10, 11 years. I stopped once I got to high school. I knew there was no career for me in wrestling, but football was like something I know that I could really go to the next level.
Micah Parsons' story begins here, the state capital of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg.
So we used to live in the city of Harrisburg. Kindergarten or first grade, we moved out to Central Dauphin. And so a 9th grader, then he was able to get on the varsity team.
I was a running back. You know, they kind of already had their running back. And it was like, you could either play JV running back or you could play varsity and, you know, play defensive end. I was like, man, I'll play JV running back. Like, I was just betting on myself. It just got to the point there was like, no way we're letting you play JV running back. And so I was forced to play rusher.
So I remember the very first game when he was on varsity, on the varsity team, they had him as the backup.
We were losing. Guy rolled his ankle like in the first quarter. Man, I went out there and I put on the show. The second half, I had like 2 or 3 sacks. Ended up blocking the punt, returning for a touchdown. We ended up winning the game in overtime. And everyone was just like, who is this guy? Like, I'm a 225-pound freshman that just, you know, got in the game.
The water boy continued to make plays all over the field, and the top college programs quickly took notice.
What time did your phone start ringing last night, sir?
12 o'clock.
And who was calling?
I had Michigan, Tennessee, LSU, so many. I can't even remember, but I know throughout the day it was over 40 college coaches that contacted me, DM'd me, texted me.
In the middle of his junior season, the defensive end who could chase down any running back suddenly found himself with nowhere to go.
At the time, the rent started going up, and I was like, I can't afford to keep living here, so I was trying to find another place to live, but we had to be out in I think October 15th.
Then came October 11th.
A controversial photo, rumors of violence at Central Dauphin High School. That picture posted on social media this week.
And many of us have seen this by now. It shows several Central Dauphin girls posing with a message that includes a racial slur.
I went on Twitter and was like, this is the school that I played for. It became an outrage on social media.
So today was the first day students were back in school after that photo was passed around, and it proved to be very chaotic.
State police rushed to the school in numbers after receiving a 911 call from a parent saying there was an active shooter in the school. Police say within minutes of arriving, they found that report to be absolutely false.
After the police arrived, Parsons was accused by school officials of attempting to incite a riot by yelling "gun" in the cafeteria. He was given a 3-day suspension. Micah said he was merely calling a friend. Surveillance footage of the incident was shown to Micah's father, who did not agree with the school's assessment.
In life, there's just certain people that don't want to see you succeed, and they don't want you to stand up for what you believe in. I just believe there was just certain people at Central Dauphin that just didn't want to see me successful. I was punished for basically being a good football player and having a voice. And it was just the most outrageous thing in the world. They even showed my dad the footage, and my dad even was like, yo, son, like, you did nothing wrong. Like, I don't want you to think you did anything wrong. He was like, nah, we're not doing this no more. Where you want to go? You go to Bishop McDevitt. He was like, you go to East. To be honest with you, I just want to go to where it started. Like, I want to go back home to Harrisburg. At that point, it was just better for me to come back home where, like, people wanted me. People wanted to see me succeed, win, and just put me in the best opportunity to, you know, take care of me and my family.
Micah and his mother moved into his grandmother's home in Harrisburg, and Micah enrolled at Harrisburg High School. Harrisburg football had lost its last 2 games to drop to 5-3.
Once, Micah got in the lineup, we just went on like a rampage.
Micah Parsons, the ball player.
With Micah now a 2-way star, playing defensive end as well as running back, the Harrisburg Cougars won 6 in a row and made it all the way to the state finals.
From the moment I transferred in, the goal was the district title, and now we're just surpassing that in so many ways.
His senior year, in 12 games, Micah scored 27 touchdowns.
I would say majority of the football games that we played that season, our starters didn't even play much of the second half at all.
Micah's 27 touchdowns came on just 112 touches. That translates to a touchdown every 4 times he had the ball.
Some of the kids were like, they just didn't want to tackle him.
So we were involved with Micah very early. It went fast and furious, and he committed.
And my dad was the one that was like, hey, you should take your visits like Ohio State, Alabama. How we know we at the right school without taking the visits? And I was like, hey, you're right.
The kid from Harrisburg roamed the country to see if other schools might be a better fit.
became a buzz that he may decommit and commit to another school, and a school that we would definitely prefer him not committing to, Ohio State. He had got a dog. He named the dog the name of the mascot of that other school, so that didn't make you feel great as well.
He was getting bashed so hard on social media, and I really felt bad for him.
How did you end up naming your dog Brutus? Did that have anything to do with Ohio State?
I'm not going to publicly answer those type of questions. It just came down to, like, especially experiencing when I experienced that CD, like, at that point, it just mattered to me that guys that stayed by my side and that was loyal to me and wanted to see me win. And I felt like I came back to Harrisburg for a reason. I came home, so I feel like if I wanted to be great, I had to stay home in college too.
At Penn State, Micah Parsons would be playing for the program, once known as Linebacker U.
I've never met LeVar Arrington. He calls me and was like, hey, I see it in you. Like, you need number 11. I started doing research on LeVar. I was like, oh, snap. Like, oh, this guy was a great. I go to Coach Frank. I'm like, give me number 11. Like, this is the journey that I want.
Is it true that he almost quit at the start of Penn State? Like,
Yes.
Well,
Oh, my gosh. You know, life hit me. So I was, like, late to meetings. I was coming in at 6 a.m. the next day because I was late to a meeting the day before. And I'm getting, like, 100 up-downs. Then we're doing, like, fireman carries, different walks, and sled pushes. And I'm literally dying. I'm like, I can't move. And I go into Coach. I break down cry, like, Coach, I didn't think it would be like this. Like, I should have just stayed in high school. Like, I don't even know when I walked into it.
So he called me probably 2 or 3 times ready to give up. And then he kept saying, Mom, he was like, I'm not going to quit. He was like, because of you. He said, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it.
I just seen her work ethic and her drive and her she never gave up on me, even when she lost the house, even though she's working 2 and 3 jobs. Without me seeing that, I would never know what hard work is. She just really makes me never want to give up.
Show your face, Sharice. You know, Sharice Parsons is like my best friend, my #1 woman in my life, my inspiration, my hero, my grind, my hustle.
As a freshman, Parsons' playing time was limited.
And I would just go to Coach. I was like, man, how do I get on the field just a little bit more? I was eager to learn. I was eager to get better.
This is our All-American hallway. And I would just every day, just saying I'm gonna be on this wall.
In a social media post, Parsons let everyone know he planned on being a first-team All-American. And when he got his opportunity, he started playing like one.
Micah Parsons lowered the wood.
By the end of his freshman year, he was the team's leading tackler. His sophomore year, he began to dominate.
He would get matched up with an offensive lineman or a lot of times a running back in the hole. 3 steps later, he's by the guy and a lot of times wasn't even touched. The other thing that probably stood out is his ability to run past people. Defense is pursuing the ball carrier and there's one guy just running past everybody. It looks like he's playing at a different speed.
Patterson from the pocket. Flushed, chased down by Parsons. Is he playing fast tonight or what?
The bigger the game, the better he played. In the season finale, the Nittany Lions headed to the home stadium of the Dallas Cowboys to play in the Cotton Bowl.
I knew this was the game of the year. I was talking all week. I was like, yo, I hope everybody just relax. I'm winning MVP this week. And I texted my group chat. I was like, yo, it's raining in Texas right now. It's about to be a storm here today.
Micah Parsons putting together a mixtape here today of highlights. Swarmed by Mr. Everywhere. The fumble caused by Micah Parsons. Ridiculous.
Then after the game, he got the MVP. He was so excited. He was like, oh my God. He's like, I want to live in Dallas. I want to be a Cowboy. And he just kept saying that ever since then.
When I think back, him standing on the stage holding that trophy, I could have never imagined that would have been his last game.
In 2020, COVID came, and the Big Ten initially canceled football season.
There's a number of players throughout the conference signed with agents and started to go train and prepare for the combine and for the draft. Then a few days later, the Big Ten decides that they're not canceling the season. Well, now all those players had to get waivers from the NCAA to get out of signing with agents, but not only that, had to repay any of the money and the costs that came associated with that decision.
I was like, man, is it really worth it? You know, I talked to a lot of people, and, they all said it would be the best option to leave. And it crushed me to leave because Coach Franklin was with me since I was a freshman in high school.
I still say this to this day, he could have played tailback. He's that type of athlete. And without COVID, we probably would have used him on offense that last year and as a kick returner.
I didn't want to be known just as like the football player. Like, oh, he's a really good football player, what about at school? And I'll never forget that feeling when I left CD of when it was just like, man, doesn't matter. He probably won't even make it into school, whatever. His grades suck. So I was like, you know what? Whether I'm in the league or not, I got to graduate in 3 years.
He was determined, so he started taking extra classes.
When Parsons left Penn State, he not only had made the first-team All-American wall, but he also had his diploma.
And then I sucked that I had a COVID year degree, so I celebrated through TV. But, I still got my degree on the wall.
After leaving Penn State, Micah Parsons was asked, what's next?
Where do you really want to go? What's the ideal spot?
Obviously my dream location was Dallas, Since I was a kid, I was like, man, I always wanted to be in Texas. Because I'll be on Facebook and I'll see these Texas homes, and I'm like, these houses are so beautiful. Like, this is where I got to be. And then once I played in that combo, I was like, man, this is crazy. I got to play here. This is what I waited my whole life for. It's kind of surreal. Got my nerves, my jitters right now. When my name's called, it's going to be an unbelievable feeling. We want Dallas.
Is that Pat? If it's Dallas, I'm crying. If it's Dallas, I'm going to cry, bro.
In the 2021 draft, the Dallas Cowboys had the 12th pick.
Hello?
Hey, Micah.
Yes, sir.
This is Jerry Jones, and I'm calling you to tell you we're turning your card in. You're a Cowboy.
Yeah, this is all I ever wanted, man.
You don't think it's too big for you to be a Cowboy, do you?
Nah, not at all.
We've sure enjoyed watching how you have progressed in your career, and you had great support in this room. So we're proud to get you.
Okay, congratulations. From one PA guy to another, I'm looking forward to getting you down here. You're a great fit for us.
I'm looking to come. Let's get to work right now.
Yeah, will do. Hey, enjoy this time. Enjoy this moment with your family. Congratulations.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right, Micah. God bless you.
And with the 12th pick in the 2021 the NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. Yes!
You ready?
Congratulations, man. Thank you.
Dallas Cowboys, how you like that, baby?
All right, so we have 2nd through 5th down there?
No, so we're going to say 2nd through 5th on this side, 6th through 8th on that side, and we about to play some football, y'all.
He always had a place in his heart for Harrisburg. This is where he came from, so he always wanted to give back to the city.
Everybody lock in, lock in. Let's go, let's go.
Our community loves Micah.
Set, go!
He's the poster child for Harrisburg. Things weren't always the easiest for him coming up.
Yo, I didn't flip it like that!
He had to go through and overcome a whole lot of adversity, and that's what makes him who he is.
Oh! Oh my God!
Here is a man who is making the city of Harrisburg proud. It's why we had to honor Micah Parsons again with this plaque and a key to the city.
I was once a kid from Harrisburg just with a dream, just a kid with a dream, and I just want to say thank you to the community of Harrisburg. I love you guys to the bottom of my heart. See you, champ. Thanks for coming out, brother. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Coach Mike, you a PA guy. What's the capital of Pennsylvania?
Probably Pittsburgh, Coach.
Pittsburgh's where it's at.
Yeah,
but you know,
Who's the capital?
Harrisburg is where the state capital is.
It run through us. It run through us. Everything run through us. You feel me?